I had a dream about my ex, but my ex from 13 years ago. And in the dream, she was recently single, and I was with her at her place. I was being really affectionate. And at some point, she pulled away and she was upset about something. She was upset about a botched date, about a promise left unkept from years prior. And in the dream, I had no idea what she was talking about, but I was begging and pleading and I was apologizing profusely. And I remember feeling subconscious in a dream. I was like, this isn't you, dude. Like you're abandoning yourself and you're chasing this image, this vision, this mirage. And she stayed pulled back and then cut to later in the dream. I'm like riding the scooter in the rain, which I thought was weird, but I was trying to text my waking friend about how she was single, about how my ex was single, and I couldn't get the text off. The autocorrect kept jumbling up numbers and letters, and the enter button kept being pushed, and I never got the text sent off. I was completely unable to convey my excitement for this shot, for this opportunity. And I woke up a bit startled with that because this was my subconscious telling me a few things at once. The fact that I couldn't get that text off was fascinating because what I saw from that is a grief of lost time, where in my waking life, where I feel extremely opposite of who I was back then. I was completely vacant of self-love at the time, 13 years ago. I had not healed whatsoever, but in my waking life now, I feel very healed. But the fact that I couldn't get that text off was telling me that there's probably a grieving of lost time, saying the healing I have experienced now cannot retroactively go back and fix what was broke. And there's a grief there. I think we can all understand that grief of not being able to fix what we can see so clearly from the past. And by the same token, I was self-conscious enough to realize I was self-abandoning myself. So perhaps there is a guilt that is still left unprocessed. And my subconscious is testing me a touch, saying, hey, I know you might think that you are in this super healed state, but if true love were to come your way, would you be prepared? Would you be ready for it? And I think my subconscious is testing me on that a little bit. So there's something to explore there in my writing and my journaling and my thoughts about, because I haven't really been tested in the last several years with true love. So that's fascinating to me. And I think I'm grateful that I have the awareness to be able to see this disjunct, because I don't think the dream was about her, more so about the grieving of lost time and the disjunct between my healing now and what I wish I could have been back then. And am I ready now if true love were to come knocking?